So I was scrolling through TikTok and landed on a video where a creator was talking about how she had developed all of this awesome content and had gone down the road of creating her business and her brand and whatnot. And she never identified personas. I'm Hannah. I am a leadership and executive coach within the tech industry, helping high performers achieve their goals. However, I have over a decade of experience in B2B marketing, worked with lots of different types of organizations from startups all the way to enterprise organizations, helping them develop their marketing, more specifically their demand generation and everything under that umbrella, as well as marketing operations and lead management. Everybody needs to know before you do anything, besides obviously have an idea of what your offering is, you need to understand who you're selling to. You need to understand who you're trying to reach. This is your persona. It is a critical part of your everything. It is going to come up in marketing, when you're creating content, when you're selling. There are so many reasons to create persona. You need to be delivering your message to the right person at the right place and the right time. So the very first step is to identify, well, who is that person? I used to run a lot of persona workshops, among other workshops for companies that would engage with our agencies. And one of the biggest gaps that we would find is no matter what we would come in for, they didn't have a proper definition of their ICP, which is their ideal customer profile. Who is it that you want to be working with from kind of like a 30,000 foot view? And they didn't have personas defined. So within that, let's take a person from that, and what do they look like? What are the specific details about this individual so we can target them? And it's really common for people to have multiple personas, right? Because within the ICP, there are various types of buyers. You may have somebody who's an influencer versus somebody who's a decision maker. They are completely two different people. You need to sell to them differently. You need to market to them differently. If you're just selling to one, a consumer, and you're selling services or whatever, you may have multiple personas that you're selling to. And again, you just need to talk to them differently, sell to them differently, because they have different needs. One of the most valuable things you can do within your persona is identify the challenges and the pain points that they are experiencing. What are they feeling? What are the primary goals? What are their communication preferences? Where do they spend their time? What channels are they actually on versus what you think they're on? Where do they find information? Are they going to Reddit? Are they on Google? Are they on LinkedIn? Is it word of mouth? You need to know this information because it's going to help you figure out where you need to show up in order to reach these people. Another thing you're going to look at is, what are the blockers for them? What is preventing them from moving past their pain points? So looking at those roadblocks that you can help them overcome. And then you're going to look at your solutions, pairing your specific solutions to those pain points, the challenges that they're experiencing. Then you can develop messaging and content that speaks directly to that. You're also going to look at objections. What are some common objections that may come up at various stages within the funnel in your process, where you can really understand what is going through the mind of this individual? Maybe they're thinking this is too expensive. Maybe they're thinking they can do it themselves. Maybe they're thinking, well, they don't need to do anything at all, right? What are those common objections that you're going to run into at any stage of the funnel? And remember, there are various stages all the way from the top of the funnel, the middle, the bottom of the funnel, and into that sales process. So this is also going to help you understand when you should be communicating this message. Should you be communicating a specific message to this persona at the top of the funnel versus the bottom of the funnel or within that sales process? You're also going to focus on how you would overcome those objections. So their specific objections and what you would say to those objections, knowing this persona. So again, you will have different personas. So within that sales process, or whenever these objections come up, you're going to be able to relate back to them in a way that makes sense. It speaks to how they're feeling. It speaks to their challenges and their pain points. And you're going to help move them past that. So you're going to be able to anticipate the objections. You're going to be able to have messaging around the objections already. So you don't get stuck in the sales process. Something comes up, you freeze, you don't know how to answer it. You'll be able to move them forward by already understanding what objections will come up. Another really important thing that you can do, and this depends on how much data you have available, but data is your best friend. If you can do an analysis on your current customers, your lost customers, and your past customers, this will really help validate what your persona should be. It's not always who you think it is. Look at who actually is a successful partner with you in your business. Look at your win rates. Look at who is not a successful partner and who we should not be talking to. Look at your challenging customers. Look at your easygoing, smooth customers. What is it about them that makes them such a good customer? And use that information to validate or evolve your personas. So the big takeaway is build your personas. Build your personas as a foundational piece of your strategy. And from there, you will be able to then develop the right messaging, the right content, and distribute that in the right places in front of the right people. And you'll also be able to move them through your funnel more efficiently and get them to a point where they're ready to have a conversation with you. When they're ready to have a conversation with you, you're going to know how to talk to them. You're going to know what objections are coming. You're going to minimize your close loss rates. I help people go through this process in building their personas, building out their funnel, all of the things that I just talked about. If this is something that you're interested in doing, let me know. And if you want to hear more about all things marketing, demand gen, lead management, also let me know in the comments and I will start talking more about those topics.